Welcome back to the channel. Happy you could be here. I'm happy to be here. As you can see, not really a trail. We're just kind of bushwhacking our way to camp right now. And this is a place where I've wanted to camp for years. And everything just lined up and we're making it happen. So I'll see you again when we get to camp. Welcome to camp. I apologize for not getting with you sooner. I had a equipment malfunction. Thought I was recording, and as it turns out, I was not. Hate when that happens. Such is life when you're filming with the old iPhone. But this is the tent for tonight. This is the Big Agnes C-Bar 2-person tent, freestanding, around 4 pounds, DAC aluminum, color coded. I am using the footprint, and I really like it. As you can see, we have this beautiful creek next to us. And this was not my first choice for a campsite tonight, but we've had a ton of rain, something like 2 or 3 inches in the last couple of days. And the spot I was gonna camp at was pretty much blown out. This creek was way out of its banks. Such is life. So my spot that I had picked that was further downstream was nasty muddy, and I just didn't want to deal with that. So came upstream, found this little spot, and I think it's going to do just fine. So let's get everything guyed in. This isn't going to be the best pitch on this tent, but I am doing the best with what I've got. So we're going to have to make it work. Yeah, we're just going to have to make it work. It'll be fine. All right, let's get a rain fly on. So rain fly, and I'm not gonna say it's just Big Agnes. A lot of companies do it nowadays, but everything is color coded, which again, super nice. You got some Velcro straps back here at the back, and then the rain fly just attaches to everything else with the buckles, pretty standard. Clips into your brow pole. I don't know if you say it clips in, but it attaches just like that. I'm pretty sure we have some more Velcro right here. Yep, we sure do. And same deal. More buckles. And you just go around, tighten it up. Like I said, the pitch on this thing is not going to be the best, but given the area that we have to work with, I feel like it's going to be pretty all right. And I'm not going to worry about staking anything out tonight. I'm not expecting any wind. It's supposed to be pretty nice, other than the cold. It's supposed to get down in the mid-20s tonight. But other than that, it shouldn't be bad at all. Now, what I'm going to do is, because we're kind of limited on space, I'm going to stake this corner out. I'm going to roll the rest of it up and just kind of get it tucked out of the way. And you can take this guy line right here, kind of weave it through, use it like a toggle if you need to, and there you go. She's up out of the way. Now I do have a tarp for us to use tonight, and I'm not entirely sure how we're going to set that up. We'll figure it out though. That is another AquaQuest Defender. You've seen me use those on the channel before. Another really nice tarp that I like and I trust. And I tell you about them because I feel like you can trust it too. It sure is pretty here. Sun's starting to go down. Again, I got a later start than what I wanted. And with the campsite I had, that I thought I was going to be at tonight, being blown out, kind of had to drop back and punt, figure out something else, which isn't always a bad thing. Ain't always a bad thing at all. So I'm gonna keep fiddling with these guidelines. There we go. I'll just let you watch. Let's get the back. Not bad, huh? I dig it. I'm gonna see if I can use this old rotted piece of limb right here. Let's get this corner up off the ground. That's what I was afraid of. She's rotten. I think I see one. All right, got the tarp up out of the way. She's solid. We got good coverage. I mean, now this spot is not ideal. Let me take that back. The spot is gorgeous. I mean, look at it. But the tarp setup is not. But you got to work with what Mother Nature gives you. And because this spot is not that big, you can see I got one of the guy lines for the tarp wrapped around that rock, tied off to that corner. Honestly, it works great. Just be flexible. Let me bring y'all in. Let's get my bag unpacked. As always, I've got my chair. Let's get it set up. Give me a place to sit. Now, if we were expecting rain, which we're not, but if we were, this wouldn't be a bad setup. It drained to that side, it drained off that corner. I mean, you definitely wouldn't get any pooling. But like I said, it's just not, ain't ideal. It ain't the prettiest thing in the world. And as much as I like to be functional, I mean, I want it to look good. You know, call me vain if you want to, but I want it to look good. All right. We're camping now. Let's get her bag unpacked. So clothes tonight, down jacket, dry base layers. It is supposed to get cold. Camera gear, as always. Tonight's dinner, throw that right there. Ditty bag, gear pump, lights, sleeping pad. Y'all have seen this before. Big Agnes Rapide. Kettle. Cup. Pillow. Fuel. Trash bag. And my sleeping bag for tonight. Now y'all haven't seen this one before. This is the Nemo Forte. So this is a 30-degree bag. Well, it's a 20-degree bag. Limit's 19 degrees. Comfort is 30 degrees. Tonight it's supposed to be high to mid-20s. Which ought to be pretty nice if I'm honest. Got our table, lights, fire starters, rain gear. All that is in the front pocket. We're gonna put it right there for right now. Now y'all don't judge me on the pitch job on this tent. Like I said, I'm working in the confines of the space I have. And I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a big rock back there. And it really prevents you from getting good tension on that tent. But like I said, we're gonna be just fine. We're gonna be dry. She's got in good on her corners. She's not going anywhere. It'll be fine. That's just my OCD flaring up. I want it to be right. But given the situations, or situation, well, no, situations. Because I wasn't even going to camp here tonight. This wasn't my spot. But it's my spot now. Because it's either this or go home. And we ain't going home. Put tabletop on upside down. There you go. Y'all have seen this table before. Old Hillinox table. She's dirty. Oh. Whew. Feels good to be able to sit and just relax for a minute. Now we need to tidy up camp just a little bit. Y'all know I don't like being messy. Guy lines are saw. Now I do have some guy out points on the tent just for airflow. Ideally, I would like to get those put out. Now, these stakes you see, they are not the stakes that come with this tent. Big Agnes and their infinite wisdom thought it would be better to use shepherd's hook stakes. Now they were aluminum, I guess, in their defense, But, I mean, the least little bit of pressure and you're gonna bend them. It's kind of infuriating almost. So, these are just cheap ones you can pick up off of Amazon. I think they're like $6 or $7 for a dozen. And for the money, I don't know if you can beat them. Whew. I'd like to have a fire tonight. There's plenty of wood on the ground. I really don't have a great excuse not to at least have a small fire. But if we're going to have a fire, that means we've got to get busy. Sweating. 47 degrees out here. It is gorgeous though, it is perfect. Let me turn the camera around and show you what I'm seeing. Sun setting, water, not a breath of wind. I don't use the word perfect often, but it's damn near perfect. All right, well, let's try to scrounge up some firewood. I mean, there's plenty. I just gotta not be lazy and go get it. I'm gonna turn the camera around. I don't know where I'm gonna end up going, but maybe you'll see me, maybe you won't. know about you. I'm glad that's over with. Let's break us up some kindling. And honestly, most of the time you don't have to go looking for kindling. Pick up a bunch of sticks laying on the ground, and if they snap like that, they're gonna burn. I feel like we need to make us a little fire pit. I mean, we got plenty of rocks. I don't see why we couldn't. So let's get to it. So I think I'd like to have it right here. And I ain't no stonemason, so y'all just gonna have to bear with me. I don't see why that wouldn't work. I brought my rain gear, not because it's gonna rain, but again, because it's a force of habit. And, you know, oh, well, I'm gonna hang out for a minute. Sit, rest, relax, enjoy this beautiful spot that I'm in. And I'll bring you back when it's time to light the fire, cook dinner, one of the two. So I'll see you in a little while. Now, while we still have some daylight, I'm gonna filter some water because I killed that one bottle after getting camp set up, firewood, that whole deal. So if you've never seen one of these before, they're pretty well known. This is Sawyer Squeeze. This is Knock Vecto 2-liter bag. And I'm gonna take this, fill it up in the creek, and we'll filter it and it'll be ready to drink. Now, like I've said before, you can physically squeeze water through this filter, or you kind of cheat code that baby. And you can let gravity do it for you. So we're gonna hang it right here. And as you can see, water's dripping down through it, and 10-15 minutes we'll have a liter of filtered clean water. And I've been using this system for years. It's something that I trust. Sawyer makes fantastic products. When it gets summertime here and the bugs are out in full force, you'll see more Sawyer products that I use that are more in line with bug prevention, that kind of thing. So while we still got some daylight, let's get the inside of the tent made. Let's get some lights hung. Just do some housekeeping, you know. Got our bag. I have my, here it is, flex tail pump. Gotta have it. Wouldn't leave home without it. Used to blow them up with my mouth for a long time, and I'd use the pump sack sometimes, but man, it is really easy to get spoiled. And that white thing right there, that is the pump sack that comes with this sleeping pad, and most of them have them, and they're not difficult to use. And it is easier than using your breath, but I mean, the powers that be gave us these, and how thankful I am. Pad's done. You can see just how much room is in there. It's a pretty spacious. Oh, well, it's a pretty spacious space. Let's get our pillow done. Now you saw me hang that filter up there. I got about half a bottle, and it's been maybe 5 minutes. Uh-oh. Where'd it go? Now, if you didn't know this, most sleeping pads, inflatable pillows, they have a one-way valve. And so you can blow air into it, take your mouth away from it, take the pad pump away from it, and none of your air is going to escape. So if you're wondering how that happens, there you go. last but not least, our bag. So as I was saying, this is the Nemo Forte. Not good with names. I do a terrible job remembering what this stuff is called. I do like this bag though. Throw that in there. Get that lofting up. We can put our pump away. We do have our tent lights. These are the Big Agnes Mountain Glow tent lights. We can hang these. We'll get our outside light hung up. Like it was made for it. All right, got our clothes, got our pillow. What I do like about this tent, among a lot of things, honestly, is that there is gear pockets everywhere. Storage is always a big deal. And most of the time, regardless of how long you run those little inflatable pumps for, you will have to look at that big old draft collar. Love that. That's dinner tonight. We got a stash pocket up here. Let me show you this filter. It's just been dripping away. And we've almost got us a full bottle of water. So look how clean and clear that is in the bottle. You can see what it started as. So not only is it clean aesthetically, it's clean of pathogens and harmful bacteria. Now granted, you could boil it, but if we weren't having a fire tonight and you had no way to boil it, or maybe your stove runs out, you've got clean drinking water. That's all your squeeze. Now let's get our camp light hung. I also brought my little thermometer. And it says right now that it is 40 degrees. Maybe you can see that. Can you see that? 41, now that I'm holding on to it. So it is cooling down. It is cooling right down. We got our light hung. Now I brought my knife to do some batoning if we needed it. And I don't think we absolutely need it, but why not? So let's get us a rock. This is just a regular old Gerber fixed blade knife, if you were wondering. Nothing special about it. So in this situation, takes another stick of wood, split that down the rest of the way. Not too shabby. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Flip this up. Take your filter off. There we go. Now when it's cold and you use one of these, let's say it's going to get down below freezing, keep this in your sleeping bag, wrap it up in some spare clothes. You don't want it to get wet. Well, you don't want it to freeze and it be wet, because it will, if the inside of this filter freezes, you could risk freezing the filter media inside of it. It's going to split. It ain't going to be any good anymore. So if you're using it, it's going to get down below freezing at night. Put it in your bag with you, wrap it up in some clothes. You just want to keep it from freezing. I think they want to light this fire. So I know I have a lighter in here. Here it is. Now I know I have the fire kind of close to everything, but it is out away from the tarp, so it's not up underneath the tarp. We should be fine. Should be good to go. Let's see if I can get this lit. Again, these are just the fire starters I get from the local grocery store. Nothing special. Let it catch before I put it up underneath there. Maybe we'll make us a cup of coffee while we're waiting on fire to get going. That's gonna be dinner. Keeping it simple tonight. Just some hot dogs. clear out everything out of here. So there's my coffee filter. We're gonna need that. Towel, hand wash, base for the stove, or the canister, I mean. Lighter. Stuff all that down there. Man, it feels good to be out here again. I'm glad y'all are here with me. Hope you're enjoying it so far. Got the little BRS stove. Nothing fancy. We got flame. That's a good sign. That's a real good sign. Black Rifle Coffee Company. And basically I'm going to use this until it's, you know, all gone. So, I do get snobby about a lot of things. Coffee is not one of them. I want it hot. That's about it. And I have my down jacket. I have my down beanie with me tonight. Now you see me use the smart water bottles. I think this is Life Water. I don't go out and buy new water bottles every time I go out. Nalgene's are great. I know a lot of people use Nalgene's. I use Nalgene's for a long time. But they're big. They're kind of bulky. I know they're tough, they're indestructible, but I've got smart water bottles that I've been using for, I'll use them for about a year and then finally throw them in the trash. But for a disposable water bottle, they're pretty tough. And the form factor, you know, trying to get this into a water bottle pocket on a backpack is a whole lot easier than trying to get a Nalgene in one. So, also, the thread size, 28 millimeter. The Sawyer water filters, Nock Vecto, they're all the same 28 millimeter thread. And so it allows you to do what I was doing earlier. It simplifies things greatly. I see some smoke. And where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Well, we're boiling. That didn't take long. Time to regroup. So I kind of put that fire starter, or the fire pit itself, in a little sandy spot. And when I put it down, I kind of jammed it down in the sand. That ain't gonna burn too well. We about had a mess. How beautiful is this spot? I mean, like I said, when I was walking in here, I've been wanting to get down here for years, literally for years. I just never could make it work. And I had an opportunity, drove a couple hours, and we're here. And I couldn't be any more excited about it. I'm happy y'all are with me. Thank you for watching. Thanks for joining in again on another camp. Beautiful creek, running water. I mean, in my opinion, folks, it don't get no better than this. I think it's time we get something warm on top of this head. Now it is 36 outside right now. Got our down beanie. There's my wool unit. I'm gonna sit here and drink this coffee and I'll bring you back when it's time to cook dinner. It hadn't been all that long. I'm getting pretty hungry. And I mentioned how wet that wood was. So having said that, we're gonna give it a little help. We'll see how that does. Let's get some dinner. So, super simple tonight. That's my coffee. We're not eating coffee for dinner. Close my ring. How about that? Got a few hot dog buns, a few hot dogs, and some Cholula. Simple, simple, simple. And I believe these are regular old Oscar Mayer. Nothing too extravagant tonight. Now, I said I drove out here a few hours, hiked in, and it wasn't a long walk. Don't let me say that and you think that it was like 10 miles, because it wasn't. However, if you can keep stuff like this frozen, or keep it froze until you put it in your bag, these are still cold to the touch. Now they're thawed, but still cold to the touch. So just something to think about. My buns got smashed. That's a pretty good fire going now. I don't hate that. Man, that could have been bad. Woo! My chair, oh, and sunk down in the mud. There we go, that's better. Get us an old hot dog bun. That has been almost smashed beyond all recognition. get us out some Cholula. Now, before you ask, I don't know where you can get these. Truth be told, we took a adults trip to Disney a couple months ago, and one of the places we stopped and ate at in Animal Kingdom, I believe, had Cholula, or this is Sriracha. Excuse me, not Cholula, Sriracha. I don't know what I was thinking. Sriracha. I like Cholula too. Now, I might not be a snob about coffee, but I am a snob about hot sauce. But we went on an adults trip to Disney when we were at Animal Kingdom. The place we ate at had Sriracha in the packets, and they just kind of had a serve yourself type of condiment bar. As you can see, I grabbed a whole handful because for stuff like this, it's perfect. Well, bon appetit. Bon appetit. That reminds me. In the States, we have SNL, Saturday Night Live, and I don't know if anywhere else in the world you can watch it, probably. There's an episode, it's on YouTube, you can find it. Norm Macdonald, God rest his soul, love Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald is playing Burt Reynolds. And it's his turn to pick a category. The category is appetite. Think about the way you spell appetite. Alex Trebek, which is being played by Will Ferrell, says, "Mr. Reynolds, it's your turn to pick a category." Norm Macdonald proceeds to take ape tit for 1,000. I've seen that sketch 1,000 times. It never gets any less funny. The fire, in case you were wondering, feels glorious. It is, well, that can't be right. What does this say? $34 out here right now. I don't know what that is in Celsius. 4 degrees Celsius maybe. I have no earthly idea. Well, I'm gonna finish eating these few hot dogs, and I'll see you later. I think I'm gonna make me another cup of coffee because I've still got my old cold Frosty getting happy in the creek down there. You didn't see me put it in the creek. That's right, because I thought the camera was recording when it wasn't. So, just like normal, you've seen me do it multiple times now. First thing I do, unpack my bags. If I've got water, it goes in the fridge. You know the deal. But before I get to that, I'm gonna make me another cup of coffee. I'm in that mood. The fire is very nice. It's not big, but it doesn't have to be big. I mean, I'm 18 inches away from it. Got some pretty big pieces of wood to put on. Probably need to start thinking about doing that now. Get another couple hours of burn out of it, and it'll be time to go to bed, and all will be right in the world. And I hate to say this, but, you know, as nice as having a fire is at camp, and I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, please be responsible. The LA wildfires were weeks ago. And I'm not going to get into whether it was arson. I don't care, because the truth is that tons of wildfires around the globe, not just in the United States, but around the globe, are started by complete and total idiots having campfires in places that they shouldn't be, during times of year that they shouldn't be. I mean, I would venture to say that most of these people should not have a driver's license. The level of intelligence is that low. But, you know, that's not for me to decide. So please, if you're going to have a campfire, please be responsible about it. You probably saw when I got here this afternoon, there was no type of fire pit or fire ring or anything like that. And so I built one. Not that difficult to do. That's it. That's all the wood I've got. And that'll burn for a good long while. Time to get the old down jacket out. Now, you've seen me use this before. I don't know if I ever went into detail about it, but this is a Cotopaxi. I believe they call it the Fuego. It's like 850 fil. It's not top of the line, but it's warm. And, you know, I'm a colorful guy, and so I don't mind the yellow and the orange and blue, and I think it's right handsome. Get it out and let it start lofting up. Put that baby on, because it is getting chilly. Welcome back. As you can see, got my down jacket on, got my down beanie on. This is the Outdoor Research cold front down beanie, and it looks goofy, I'll give you that, but when your noggin's cold, ain't nothing that does a better job. And it is it's chilly. Oh, it is so nice out here. It's cool, not a breath of wind. Sound of the creek. We got our bellies full. Having a little indulgence. Don't get no better than that. I am having a hell of a time trying to keep from sinking in the mud, though. Such is life. I'd like to thank everybody for the continued support and likes and comments and new subscribers, and it really means a lot, and I am extremely grateful. So, thank you. How good does the tent look? I'm pretty excited about it. I'm becoming quite the fan of Big Agnes gear as of late. It just seems like quality pieces. And reasonably priced, too. I mean, none of this stuff is cheap. I've had a lot of expensive hobbies over the year, and doing this kind of thing is right up there. This freaking thing's about too hot. Woo. Put my hat back on. Give me a thumbs up for cold beverages at camp. Don't get no better than that. This fire is absolutely cranking. My leg right here is on fire. It's a good problem to have, I guess. I'm already thinking about being in the tent tonight, listening to this, curled up in that big old bag. So that sleeping bag, the Nemo, it's not down, it's synthetic, and it does weigh a little more. It is a little more bulky. I mean, you saw the compression sack I had it in when I pulled it out of my bag. It's not that big. It's really not. But it is synthetic, and synthetic will never compress down as tightly as down does. But it's a lot more forgiving. You get it wet, it's still going to keep you relatively dry. If you can stomach the, just being uncomfortable in a wet bag or damp bag. So me personally, anytime that it's going to be wet, there's going to be a lot of moisture in the air, I'm going to go towards synthetic. I mean, which in the southeast, it's going to be a lot of the time. And where we're at right now, we're down in the bottom. We're in a creek bed. Creeks don't flow over the top of hills, and so cold air is going to sink. Most of the time, cold air is going to be wet air, and we have moisture right here. So this tent is really well ventilated. I would be really surprised if I woke up in the morning and we had a ton of condensation in the tent. But even if we do, you're not going to hurt the bag you're sleeping in if it gets some condensation on it. So just something to think about. Everybody's got their own way of doing things. That's just kind of my thought process, and I'm not the authority. I'm gonna finish this beverage, and I'll see you in the tent when it's time to call it a night. Again, thank you for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it this far. I mean, you gotta love the scenery. I mean, this is about as picturesque as it gets. And I love water. I'm a water nerd. Truth be told, secret time, if you're a Burt Kreischer fan, I fall asleep to ocean sounds every night. Well, I ain't gonna need them tonight. Mother Nature's gonna take care of that. So, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all again when it's time to call it a night. I'm in the tent, curled up in that bag. Pretty excited about it. Man, it's been a great trip, but I am exhausted. It doesn't help when I'm in this big old comfy bag. Something I thought about when I got in here tonight. If you have a sleeping pad that everybody swears up and down is comfortable, and for you might be having problems getting to the comfort level you want, play around with the amount of air that you have in it. This one, I always feel, or any of the sleeping pads that I have, I will fill to the absolute brim, and then as I'm laying on it, use the valve and kind of deflate it until I get it where I want. I do the pillow the same way, and it really helps dial in that comfort level. So I want to pass that along. Maybe it'll help you. I hope it does. But I use this Rapide a lot, and it's because it's warm, it's comfortable, it's 4 inches thick. It's got an R value pretty close to 5. So I checked my little thermometer before I got in the tent. It was sitting right at like 32, 33 degrees. So this bag is comfort rated at 30 degrees. The other thing to keep in mind with your sleeping bags, if they have a STMI, I think that's it, STMI rating, the organization that does the bag ratings do it in conjunction with a sleeping pad that has an R value of 5. And I watched it, I can't remember the name of the channel. It's a pretty well-known backpacking outdoor channel. He did the testing on it. Actually went to the facility where they test these things and found out that that is the way that they are testing them. So you can have a bag that is rated for the temperature that you're in and be on a subpar sleeping pad, and you're going to feel cold, and that's why. So just another thing to keep in mind. I hope that's useful. But yeah, tons of room. This is supposed to be a 2-person tent. I don't know if I'd call it a 2-person tent. For one, it is super nice. This is a 25-inch wide pad. I don't think I could get another one in here. Maybe 2 regular wide sleeping pads, 20 inches wide, tapered down at the end, probably. But I hope you know the person that you're sleeping with, because y'all are going to get to know each other if you don't. So anyways, I'm going to call it a night, and I'll see you in the morning. Thanks for hanging out.
Good morning. It is, in fact, morning. It got cold. Get out of this tent, make some coffee. I'll see you out there. Oh, all right. Let's pop this pad. Pop this pillow. Welcome back. It's about 7 o'clock, 31 degrees. It got cold last night. I mean, it wasn't unbearable, but it got cold. Slept with my fleece on most of the night. Jury's still out on that Nemo bag. I honestly don't know how I feel about it. I don't think it's a warmth issue. I think it's I'm just too big of a man to be in that bag. I think my shoulders are too big, and it creates cold spots on my back, on my shoulders. So, I don't know. We'll just have to see. These boots, in case you're wondering, they are Columbia Fairbanks. It has Columbia's Omni Heat insulation. I really like them. Waterproof, insulated. Let's get some coffee made. That's what we need. We need 27 cups of coffee. And I don't know if the camera is really picking it up or not, but it's kind of cloudy. It's kind of overcast. I do know we are supposed to get some rain today, like a lot of rain, more rain. I don't know how quickly that is supposed to start this morning. So, I feel like it would probably be in my best interest to get moving. Not hang around camp all morning. You get what I'm saying. This cup, by the way, you see me use it a bunch. Collapsible. It's the Sea to Summit X mug. And I'm not sure if they actually sell these anymore. Probably should have thought about that before I talked about it. But the one thing I like most about it, I really need to rinse that off. One thing I like most about it is that you take some water straight off the boil. Pour it right in there, and it's not hot, you know. My Toke's titanium cup, I think gets warm. You'll burn yourself in a hurry using that thing. So Oh. That's probably way too much coffee. Oh, gas is cold. It don't want to work right this morning. It'll be all right. We ain't in a hurry. Not yet, anyways. Tent did fantastic. Tarp. You've never camped with a tarp. I mean, I understand, you know. So I'll level with you. I'll be honest. I was laying in a tent last night, going over some of the footage from yesterday. And I said that this was the AquaQuest Defender. That's wrong. This is the AquaQuest Guide Series. So their Defender is like the toughest, most heavy-duty thing you can buy. Their Guide Series is more packable, lightweight. So I think this is the 10 by 10. That's pretty much all I use. 10 by 10 is plenty of room. But the AquaQuest Guide Series in a 10 by 10 is 1.1 pounds. So, I mean, it's an extra pound you're carrying, but man, I don't know if I could do it over without a tarp. If I'm going camping. Now, if I'm legit backpacking, trying to put down miles, you know, hiking in between, you know, campsites for, you know, days at a time, I don't know. Maybe. If they're calling for rain, I might would. But I think a tarp is an absolute game changer. You know, and once you kind of experience the tarp life, it's hard to go back. It really is. And, you know, secret time. I picked this tarp up after I bought this tent. And I just thought, you know, the olive drab tarp with the tan tent, I thought, like, man, this is going to look real nice. And I think it does. So, water levels dropped a little overnight. Dropped probably 2 inches. Nicotine and caffeine. What keeps the world running. It is pretty here. It's one of those places where you've got enough timber, got good running water, you can set up shop for a while. Let's make us another. That was just, that was too good. What's y'all's morning routine at camp? I feel like I'm pretty low key. I don't really talk a lot. I'm generally a quiet person. I'm sure some people I know well would argue that. I think I'm a quiet person. Y'all eat breakfast? You sleep till 10? Let me know. Drop it down there in the comments. It's like a darn Jack in the Box. You know it's gonna pop off. I think we had a deer come through camp last night. It's pretty sandy right here, and when I woke up this morning, I saw a bunch of footprints. I'd never known it. It's pretty dead to the world. Well, 2 hours at a time. I do this weird thing where I don't think it's ever gonna matter how long I do this or how many nights I spend out solo. I sleep for about 2 hours and wake up. Roll over, sleep for 2 hours, wake up. I mean, you can almost, you about set your watch by it. It's pretty frustrating, if I'm honest. But I guess that's better than no sleep. Cheers to you and cup number 2. It's kind of unfortunate there's rain coming, because I think this is one of those places I could sit and hang out for a while. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed it. It's a pretty spot, ain't no denying that. So I hope I did it justice. And I'm sure you'll see me back here again. Too pretty not to come back to. So I'm gonna finish this cup of coffee. I'll break down camp, and like always, I'll time lapse it, and we can endure that pain together. And I'm sure you'll see me again before I check out of here. But thanks for hanging out. Well, as you can see, that's camp. And I hope you enjoyed it. I did. Like always, you know, leave it better than you found it, other than a little pile of ash. You can't even tell I was here. So, clean up after yourself, leave it better than you found it. If you like the video, if you like what I'm doing, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out, helps the channel. I'm enjoying making these videos. I hope you're enjoying watching. And the best thing you can do to show me that you're enjoying it, to, you know, motivate me to get out and make more content for you to watch, is to like and comment and subscribe and, you know, give me feedback. That's the only way I know that what I'm doing is worthwhile. So thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you on the next one.